And we are live.
Heavens, it happens that quickly. Welcome to the Fantasmagorium. I am Scott, ER 37. And as always, I am joined by the man who makes this happen, Steve. Hello, Steve.
Hey, Scott, how are you doing?
Ups and downs, strikes and gutters.
I like that we, strikes and gutters. I like that we switched up the opening. Well, we might continue to do that every once in a while. Keep things fresh and hopping, as it were.
Sometimes I like to steer.
Yeah, I get it. I like it too. So there's a couple of things off the top that I wanted to get to before we jump into the news of the day. One, obviously, like yesterday, I'm probably going to keep harping on this. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, do all those things. Like I said, subscriptions are great. We love those, but even more important to us is the engagement, liking, obviously, and commenting as much as you can, or as much as you want.
You have no idea how lonely we are. We just want to hear from you. If you would comment and tell us what you want us to say. We are your puppet monkeys.
Yeah, we are. Plus, it keeps the show. Especially at the end of the show, we like to take the comments. Keeps the show moving, and it's fun to get your comments, your thoughts, and your questions. We'll try to answer them as best as we can, and hopefully not make giant fools of ourselves in the process. We do have. So there's a couple of things I wanted to get to. One is obviously we do have a tip link. Go ahead and go to www.streamelements.com/phantasmagorium-show/tip. If you want to send us a comment, you don't just have to use the tip amounts in the circles. On the right-hand side, there's a place you can just tip $1 or $2. The minimum is $1, and we thank you for your support.
Steve, can I tell them what we're saving up for?
Absolutely.
We're saving up for intro music.
Yes.
And so we would very much like an introduction, and it will be made possible by viewers like you.
That's right. We also have, if you're not on YouTube and want to check out our shows, just going to our website. We do have a website. We'll pop that up right here. That's www.phantasmagoriumshow.com. There we have all of our episodes. We also are going to start hosting some of our friends' episodes of their shows, web shows, Black Phillip Alvarez show, and I think coming soon, maybe Cinema Gulp show. Been talking to Ben.
Well, don't speak for the gulp until the gulp has spoken for you.
We had a good conversation about it the other night. So
that's behind the scenes, but that's part of the behind the scenes that you get here.
That's the BTS.
On the Fantasmagorium.
Here, which is great. You can also, we have a new audio only podcast site. You can get to it from our main page. Up in the top menu bar, it said audio only podcast. Click that, and it will take you to our website that just hosts our audio only podcast. There you can subscribe to wherever you get your major podcasts. We'll be there. Like right now, we're on Apple, so this is Apple Podcast. We're lucky we got published last night finally, which is really cool. Some of the other big ones will be Google and Spotify. Those will come very soon. Most of the other platforms we should be on either today or tomorrow. So look for us there. Excuse me, wherever you get your podcasts, audio only versions.
If you would like Fantasmagorium on the go, we have an audio option.
We do. So that's a bit of the house keeping that I had, Scott. Do you want to jump into the news, or actually, there's an anniversary today?
There is an anniversary today. I am super jazzed. Today is the 32nd anniversary of my second favorite superhero movie. It is the anniversary of Batman, 1989, with Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Kim Basinger, Robert Wuhl, Billy D. Williams, and I don't know, the guy who played Bob.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about
It has a Prince soundtrack.
it. Does.
It was the first superhero movie that I saw in theaters, because I saw Superman 1978 in my parents' basement in 1981 when it was on ABC Night at the Movies, and it was incredible, but it did not meet my joy that was received from Batman 1989. It was absolutely fantastic. It was everything I wanted to see from a Batman comic at the age of 11.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It was like cinematographically designed, everything about it. And it troubles me because sometimes I think I like Batman Returns more than I like Batman. But then I go and watch Batman again, and I stand corrected.
I enjoyed this film. I loved it. I actually loved it a lot, especially for its time.
Did you see it in the theater?
I believe I did, but don't hold me to that because I don't remember.
You were too young?
No, I was. Yeah, I wish I was too young. But I don't remember. I'm almost positive I saw it in the theater, but I really don't remember. I know I've seen it multiple times, on home video or, however you see those things. Most likely for me, it was VHS and then DVD later on. But yeah, I liked it. I loved Jack's over-the-top Joker. I thought was amazing. The whole style of this just the sets and that kind of stylistic Gotham, I thought was just, for me, it was just really amazing. Somebody who wasn't a huge DC comic reader. I mean,
but I always loved
read
Batman.
A couple of books, right? I read a couple of Batman books, but not whole runs, and then it was just such a departure kind of from what I was expecting a Batman movie to be, but in all the good ways, not in a bad way at all. So I did really enjoy that film. And
who is your favorite?
Sorry?
Who is your favorite Batman?
My favorite Batman right now, man, it's hard. It's hard because I like Bale. I thought Bale was the best until I saw Ben. I really liked his version in the first movie, not so much in the second. But I think I'm still a Christian Bale fan for right now. I'm waiting to see Robert Pattinson's version. I'm a huge Pattinson fan. I think he's an amazing actor. And I think Matt Reeves is going to have a very interesting take on the Batman. And it looks very interesting. Controversial.
I am looking forward to the Batman as well.
Yeah. So happy 32nd birthday anniversary. Anniversary to the Batman 89. It's great. I can't believe it's been 32 years.
Also, I just did want to give a big shout out to the Prince soundtrack.
Oh yeah. I mean, anytime we can give
and the Danny Elfman score, like everything about the music in that movie is, I don't know, like is the music more epic? It's up to you.
Yeah. Just like all art is subjective, all film is subjective, and all music is pretty much subjective too. So yeah, happy 32nd anniversary, and like I said, I can't believe it's been 32 long years. Makes me feel old, Scotty.
Oh, but the film still holds up. It doesn't make me feel old at all. I look at it and I'm like, this is exactly where I should be. This is Batman. Yeah. So I really like it because it recaptures my nostalgia.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Harrison Ford got hurt.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, let's jump right into the news. Once again, and this seems to be kind of a trend for Mr. Ford. He's old. No, not just old. Like I think in the first, it was either, I think it's The Empire Strikes Back, but it could be Star Wars. He broke his leg because some part of the Millennium Falcon fell on it. He crashed
that was Force Awakens. Yes.
Was it Force Awakens? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought it was going way back, but he crashed a plane during a shooting of a film. And now it looks like he hurt his shoulder. We don't know how bad or how long it might. When someone in advanced years takes a little longer to heal, obviously. Even though I think he's in incredible shape. I mean, you look at him, for his age, he looks like he's in incredible shape. But so it might take him a little longer to heal. It looks like they're not going to shut down. James Mangold said they're going to continue filming on without him, so they'll film everything they need to, sans Mr. Ford, and hope that he recovers quickly. But man, that was pretty much the headline news this morning when we all awoke.
I did see that Harrison Ford hurt his shoulder while rehearsing an action scene, and I understand. And he, how old is he? We've already covered this in terms of how old Harrison Ford is, but quite frankly, I'm going to wait until the movie is released, and then I'm going to judge it based on the movie, because quite frankly, a lot of people get hurt on a lot of movies.
Yeah.
It was a big hubbub when Tom Cruise he bust himself up doing all of his own stunts? And he's not a young man. He's 50 something. And Harrison Ford playing Indiana Jones, it's been one of the main criticisms of the new Indiana Jones. Is he's too old. And it's as long as Indiana Jones does not look old, I really don't care how old Harrison Ford is.
And look, I think Clint Eastwood is 20 years older than Harrison Ford, and he's still making movies and behind and in front of the camera. So I'm not an ageist. I don't really care about how old somebody is. My criticism, I think, is more about where this Indiana Jones takes place and how it kind of fits in the Indiana Jones chronology in the timeline. Other than that, I don't care. And look, like you said, actors and actresses get hurt all the time, and it may not even be doing some crazy stunt where there should have been a stunt double. It could be like what happened here, where you're just rehearsing a routine kind of thing, and something happens, something pops in your shoulder, you sprain an ankle, something. These things happen.
Especially when you're, Harrison Ford old.
Right. Well, yeah. And of course, then everybody's going to jump on that. So, unfortunately.
Well.
So that's the big news of the day. I don't know if it's much ado about anything. We'll see how long it takes for him to
recover. Are you excited for the new Indiana Jones movie?
I'm not.
I am excited.
Let me preface that to say I do think James Mangold is an amazing director. An amazing filmmaker, and I am looking forward to see what he can do with it. I didn't care for the last two Indiana Jones movies. Loved the first couple. Yeah.
There's Kingdom of the You didn't like Holy Grail?
No.
Oh wow, dude, we have to have a conversation.
I didn't care for that one.
All right.
In fact, Raiders is really my favorite in the series. I watch them all.
It's fine. Temple of Doom is my favorite. So we have diverting, we have strange opinions no matter what.
We do. So I'm in the grand scheme of things. It's an Indiana Jones movie. I'm gonna see it. It's like Star Wars. I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
I saw the last Star Wars movie and almost ran out of the theater.
Oh, I never saw the theater version.
Oh God. That's all right. You didn't miss anything. Horrible movie.
No. Okay. Anyway, that's a whole other.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother.
I'm looking forward to movies that I want to see because apparently there's a 4K Ultra collection.
Oh yeah, let's jump to that. So on our very first episode, we told you about a 4K, a Volume 2 Columbia Classic Volume 2 Ultra 4K big box version, where they basically, I think it's 6 movies, and we kind of broke it down. We were like, oh man, these are great movies to get in one collection. And I promise everybody, we are not paid by Sony or Columbia or anybody. The show would be a lot better if we were. But
not much better.
Not much. I did find this like official trailer for that box set, and because I liked this set so much, I'm like, well, let's bring it to the show, and hopefully you guys will like it as much as I do. But I thought it would be cool to see a visual representation instead of just us talking about it.
Also, if you're on audio, trust us, it looks great.
Talking to me? People aren't just good or just bad, but people are many things.
Your friendship has been the most important of my life.
You're a lean, mean, violent machine!
I'm totally psyched about this too, but Wardo.
It would be exclusive.
Please, sir. I want some more.
You should clean up this city here, because this city here is like an open sewer.
One of my favorite movies of all
I
time.
can leave anytime I want to.
Here's a man who would not take it anymore. A man who stood up against the scum. True force. All the king's men cannot put it back together again.
People versus Frederick Mannion. The charge, murder.
I'm not the right lawyer for this fella. He's insolent, hostile. You don't have to love him, just offend him.
Your husband strike you that night?
Liar! This is a cross-examination murder case. It's not a high school debate.
You men completed your training on your own?
That's the fact, Jack!
What kind of training, son?
Army training, sir!
We're the underdog. We're mutts. There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
My name's Jonathan. I've come to London to make my fortune. One of the family. We've taken to you. So strong.
Oh,
Do you love him? I greatly esteem him. I like him. Esteem him? Like him? Can the soul really be satisfied with such polite affection?
what a young
To love is
Winslet.
to burn, to be on fire. Where is
Rickman!
heart? What do you know of my heart?
The site got 2,200 hits within 2 hours.
22,000.
Your best friend is suing you for $600 million.
I didn't know that. Tell me more.
This idea is potentially worth millions of dollars.
$1 million isn't cool. You know what's cool? $1 billion.
You guys were the inventors of Facebook. You've invented Facebook. This is our time. I want to party with you.
I don't believe I've ever met anyone quite like you.
I kind of like that.
That's incredible.
Right? So
I really enjoy those flashback montages. And you know what? That was one of my biggest complaints when it came to the Oscars this year, is that there were no flashback montages of the awesomeness of being awesome in movies. And quite frankly, if you are going to have some of the best movies of all time, John Winger needs to be front and center.
Right? I don't know. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, they actually made a trailer for this thing? Cool." And so I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched the very beginning, and I'm like, "Okay, we're putting this on the show." So thank you everybody for your indulgence. We
were totally just talking about stuff that we like to talk about.
Yeah. So I mean, I know we covered this, a week ago or so, but last Thursday, but it was kind of special. It's better to kind of see it than just kind of hear about it, in my opinion, because there's some of those clips like Oliver I haven't seen in so long that you forget about some of these iconic moments in that film.
Yes.
It's
one of those childhood movies. Oliver, and I mentioned it before, I saw it a lot when I was a kid. I'm still, it's one of those nostalgic movies that I think I will weep when I see it again, just because it was lovely and heartbreaking, and it made me swell when I saw it as a child. That if I watch Oliver again, I don't know what's going to happen. My heart may grow 3 sizes that day.
Yeah, movies they have that same kind of effect that music does. It has a way of transporting you back to a certain time in your life. And then and sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not so good, but it's a special thing that kind of only movies and music really do.
All right, stop being such a softie. Move on.
Oh, I know. Okay. So,
before we start crying and hugging.
Yeah, before we start hugging and kissing each other all over here, there was a little bit. This has actually happened yesterday. The news came out about the title for the new Transformers movie, but they did release, and not a lot of people kind of picked up on this. They did release the new logo, and I thought we'd show that to the fans. So
please,
there you go. Rise of the Beast. I'm not a huge fan of using Rise in titles. It's kind of played out in my opinion, but it kind of makes sense for this, and it looks cool, and I hope that this Transformers movie is better than the last couple of Transformers movie.
I haven't seen Bumblebee, but I heard Bumblebee was very good.
With the exception of Bumblebee, which I liked tremendously. Haley Steinfeld, I really liked her. And her performance in Edge of 17 is amazing. See that movie as soon as you can.
Well, and also True Grit.
The True Grit, yeah. But Edge of 17, she nails it. Bumblebee's great. I really like the girl in her car story. Really well done. But so that's. I hope the movie's better than the. I can't even remember what the last movie was called. Some last night or some nonsense. But hopefully it's better.
Yes, let's hope.
Let's hope. Let's hope. Next item up for bid is
well, and also wait before we go up to the next item up for bid. What do you know about Beast Wars?
I don't. So Transformers, I was pretty much out of toys by the time these kind of things were popular. Mm-hmm. So I know like the Gen 1 stuff I know a little bit, but I don't know anything about Beast Wars.
Now, from what I understand when it comes to Beast Wars, for people who are not in the know, and I would like to thank Todd Michael for educating me, longtime friend of the channel, and by long time, it's been a week.
Right.
But apparently there's like a temporal rift that throws the Transformers back in time. Cybertron needs energy as always, and they decide to scan the things that are around them and then be the beasts.
Yeah.
And so they decide to be able to transform from robots into, animals, and they're robot beasts. So the Beast Wars, I just learned about this last night, and so if I'm bastardizing the situation, I apologize. But it
sure
sounds interesting. If there's, if I'm wrong, correct me,
please.
But I think it sounds interesting. I would like to see some robot.
So I'm assuming that they're not like hybrid. They're not machine and like bio.
No. They're not cyborgs or nothing. It's the same thing as it was before, because when the Transformers first landed on Earth and they scanned everything around and they found what they could transform into, and those were vehicles.
Okay. That makes
so
total
earlier on, when it was sort of a more savage land, if you will, then the Transformers, they scanned the animals and they were like, well, I could be a panther. And that's what they did.
Okay, got it. No, that makes sense. I mean, as much as Transformers make sense to anybody, that makes sense. You scan what's around.
Wherever your disbelief is suspended.
Yeah, so they're not biomechanical. Todd Michael says we'll get.
They're robots or they're Transformers.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and we'll touch on we'll get to the chat at the end of the show, and we'll have a little bit longer conversation on.
My paraphrasing will be correct.
Wars. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so the next item was this is just I just wanted to touch on this really quick. There's not a lot of information here, but Amazon's bid for MGM to get FTC antitrust review. So in the process of being able for, multi-billion dollar company to buy multi-billion dollar company, there's a long process that has to go through. The FTC has to look at it. The government kind of has to get in there and make sure there's no antitrust violations. They got to make sure that, there's a number of boxes they have to check to make sure these things go through.
So the lawyers are going to lawyer?
The lawyers are going to lawyer for a long time, but it is the first step or second step that you have to take to get these things done. So this comes to us from Variety. Amazon's $8.5 billion deal to acquire MGM will be subject to an antitrust review by the Federal Trade Commission. Wall Street Journal reported, citing anonymous sources. Last month, Amazon announced a definitive agreement to acquire MGM and its well-stocked library of 4,000 movies and 17,000 TV shows. That's a lot, including the storied James Bond film franchise. Mm-hmm. So I don't think there's much to discuss about this other than it looks like Amazon's well on their way to picking up that library from MGM and buying MGM, which is going to be huge for Amazon.
Well, in terms of the antitrust argument, do you find it to be an antitrust argument? Do you think that creates a monopoly?
No, there's if Netflix was the only streaming service in town and Amazon was getting into the game and they were the only two, there might be some pause or some concern there, but there's so many others.
Disney Plus is much more egregious in terms of their antitrust, in terms of absorbing all of their studios.
Here's a very interesting fact that everybody likes to shit on Disney, and sometimes rightly so, but most of the time they're going after Disney for all the wrong reasons. Nobody never talks about NBC Universal. NBC Universal dwarfs Disney in their accumulative buying power and what they own.
All right. Well, then I'm selling all my Disney stock and I'm buying MCU Universal.
Yeah. So NBC Universal, Universal is
NBC
massive.
Universal. I said the thing
massive.
wrong.
So they're massive multimedia companies that are way bigger than Disney. And like Apple and Amazon can buy and sell Disney all day long.
Well, you know what? I do get bored with the behind the scenes stuff. But when it does come to Amazon dealing with the acquisitions and everything, I just want to see No Time to Die.
I think, So I think.
When is No Time to Die going to happen?
Especially for comic book movie fans like us, the Disney thing hits a lot harder because they're actually picking up Star Wars and Marvel, right? So those acquisitions are particular interest to us. So I think we pay a lot more attention than we do to other studios and other libraries that get bought up by like an NBC Universal or some other major conglomerate like that. I do. Yeah, I know you want to see No Time to Die, and it will come out. It will come out. And
that's what you say.
It will. And it will come out in theaters. I'm almost 100% positive on that.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So this, I don't think it's an antitrust issue. I think they're not going to find anything. I think they have to do their standard review. I think that takes several months to actually complete. So probably more by the end of the summer. We'll probably hear more on this if that's going to slide through easily or if there's going to be some hiccups. But this is the new landscape that we're living in with the rise of the streaming wars. Some of these studios are just not going to be able to compete, and if they're not making a ton of money with their fare, they're probably going to get bought up by bigger organizations. Your Apple, your Netflix, and your Amazon, and some others. In fact, Paramount has been teetering on the edge for several years, and they may be ripe for the plucking, as it were, very soon. But
well, as I've heard at many a live music celebration, support your artists by going to see them in venues. If you have independent cinemas, go there. If you have drive-in movie theaters, go there. Don't support your favorite media through streaming, because it's not getting your favorite artists anything. Go to the places where they're exhibiting their work. Yeah, if you have the opportunity, I highly recommend it.
I second that. Okay, next item. Oh, you know what? This is a cool little special that I found. There's a movie coming out from oh God, I want to say it's. Did I just forget? I just forgot.
Yes, you did.
I just forgot. I totally forgot who's putting this movie out. I believe it's A24, but if I got that wrong, correct me in the chat. But it's called The Green Knight with Dave Patel. This movie
this
looks really good.
I want to see.
A couple trailers have dropped previously over the last few months, and before the first time I was back in the theater in like 13 months to see A Quiet Place 2. The trailer for The Green Knight dropped, and I was like, oh man, this looks really good. So I did find this little complimentary kind of look at The Green Knight, kind of a trailer, kind of behind the scenes. I think it might be behind the scenes. Haven't seen the video yet, so we'll play it for you right now. But this is called Legends Never Die, an oral history of The Green Knight, narrated by Ralph Ineson. So without further ado, let's jump into Legends Never Die, an oral history of The Green Knight.
This is almost everything you need to know about The Green Knight. Or as the 14th century epic poem is more formally known, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And I'm your guide, Ralph Ineson.
Sorry for pushing you.
The Green Knight is a far-reaching, culturally resonant, mythic morality tale. J.R.R. Tolkien was one of the most important scholars to embrace and translate the story of the Green Knight. He considered the poem a window of many-coloured glass looking back into the Middle Ages. This is how many original copies of the Green Knight have ever been found. One. And this is who wrote it. We have no idea. This is the original manuscript of the Green Knight. In 1731, a major fire almost destroyed the Green Knight forever. But miraculously, it survived. Now, let's get into what this story is really about. Let whichever of your knights is boldest of blood and wildest of hearts step forth, take up arms, and try with honor to land a blow against me, the Green Knight. Scholars believe his character and green color represent a respect for nature, the unknown, and death.
I will meet him.
You understand this challenge?
I do.
He must seek me out yonder to the Green Chapel. Thy champ must bind himself to this. We may not know who wrote Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, but we know much of its hero. Sir Gawain, a bold man, but an unproven hero. In Camelot, Sir Gawain was a knight at the Round Table. The iconic place for Arthurian knights represents the chivalric order. Gawain's story has influenced countless interpretations and characters across pop culture and beyond.
'Tis but a scratch.
Sir Gawain is a knight without any heroic tales to tell.
I have none to tell.
Yet.
In this world, one's worth was defined by one's honor, and this quest is Gawain's chance to prove himself.
And if death awaits me,
is it wrong to want greatness for you?
Gawain's uncle, King Arthur, legendary king of Britain, master of castle and court in Camelot, keeper of sword, Excalibur. His aunt, Guinevere, beautiful and noble queen of Britain, wife of King Arthur, had an affair with Lancelot. Morgan Le Fay, mother to Gawain, King Arthur's half-sister, practitioner of magic. And Merlin, legendary wizard, bard, prophet, and advisor to King Arthur. Along his journey, Gawain faces many obstacles, strangers and foes, forcing him to prove his honor, his courage, his chivalry, and his loyalty. In this tale lies a moral lesson that echoes through time. To make honor our guiding light through the darkest of our journeys. Chivalry isn't dead.
Booyah!
July 30th.
Well, I don't know. What do you think of that trailer, man?
Well, it's not really a trailer, right? It's just like an addendum. It's a side piece of marketing, but I really dug it, man. I love it.
I have to watch that. Like, it was a lot of information.
Yeah. That was cool. It was a cool little journey.
It was cool.
On the backstory of Sir Gawain. Very interesting.
I feel like I'd have to watch that 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah. We won't do that here. We'll save the audience that.
Oh, yeah. No. I have homework. It's fine.
Yeah. But with that homework, I think we'll be watching the trailer of the actual trailer for The Green Knight. It's really good. It looks great. Hopefully the movie is as good as the marketing pieces that I've seen. Well, that remains to be seen, but hopefully that happens.
It looks very interesting. And also, as you know, I'm not much of a fantasy guy, but when it's stylistic like that, I will watch whatevs.
Right. Yep. Cool. Get a little bit of.
What was the cast?
I'd have to actually look at the cast. I don't have it in front of me, but
I recognized people throughout that trailer, or that teaser. That was that was incredibly engaging. That's on the list.
That is on the list for sure. Yeah, I thought that was a nice little piece of marketing that maybe our fans would like, and definitely I thought you'd like it. So we popped that on there for you.
You know how much I like bass.
Yes. Here's a little thing I found on Deadline, and some of you that read Deadline might have seen this before. This is for some reason this is the first time I've ever seen this. But they're doing a series called "It Starts on the Page." Now I don't know if it's new, so if it's old, forgive me for being a newbie to this. But basically, it is they put up the script for either an episode of television, or maybe I would assume the first parts of a script of a movie. But it starts on the page. Read a key script from season 5 of The Expanse. So I took a look at this, and it's really cool to kind of see. So if for any writer nerds kind of like me that are trying to learn a little bit more about the screenwriting process, it's great to kind of see what a professional script, at least for a TV show like The Expanse. I don't know how many of you are Expanse fans. I'm a huge Expanse fan. It's a great show. But kind of see what the structure of that looks like, and then read it, and if you like it, that's awesome. Basically, what they do is they embed a PDF reader, and the script is right there. You can scroll through it. I'm not sure if you can download it, but some of those readers you can download it to your computer and read later on. But I found that fascinating, and I like that they're actually giving readers and fans an opportunity to kind of look behind the scenes at how that stuff is done. At least get kind of a template and see how the professionals do it. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, and how many, I don't know, have you read a lot of scripts for pleasure?
A few.
Not many.
Not many. And one has been, was a Star Wars script for a movie that was actually a fan script. But it was really good. It was really well done. In fact,
this is the only one I own.
Awesome. Yeah,
it's really good. But it's more of a transcript. It's not like the shooting script or anything like that. pretty much outlines the entire process of the movie. I enjoy reading scripts when they are the development scripts. Like when I read the William Gibson screenplay for Alien 3 before that got pitched.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was an interesting read, and that's available online wherever you'd like to Bing. But yeah. Cool. No, screenplays are very, very interesting in terms of the storytelling and the makeup and how you collaborate with other storytellers to make it happen. It is something between the production designer and the director and the script writer and the actors. And it is a collaborative process when it comes to film, and I'm interested in that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I thought that would be an interesting little tidbit. So yeah, that's on Deadline. If you want to, they have a few. I saw 2 yesterday, so I don't know if it's a new series. If it is, kind of check that out on Deadline. This too comes from Deadline. It's His Dark Materials season 3 begins shooting for the BBC and HBO. New cast was announced. Filming is underway on the 3rd and final season of His Dark Materials, the adaptation of Philip Pullman's beloved fantasy adventure novels. Season 3 will be based on the Amber Spyglass, the most complex and ambitious of Pullman's His Dark Materials trilogy of novels. Yeah, so I don't know if you watch His Dark Materials, Scott.
I am not I'm not well versed.
Yeah, I was unfamiliar with the books or with the novels, but I did get into the show. I thought the show's really good. Daphne Keane from Logan fame, X-23, is basically the star of the show.
Nice.
And it's good if you're into that fantasy adventure fantasy. It's really a show. I'm surprised. I guess I'm not that surprised because it sounds like it was a trilogy of novels. It looks like maybe they're going to break these 3 seasons into book 1, book 2, book 3. I don't know if that's actually how it was done, but I'm surprised that season 3 will be the last season. But if that's what they did, strictly going by the novels, that seems to make sense to me. So we'll see.
This is all your purview. I'm not.
No, we're good.
I don't know anything about any kind of materials.
Yeah, it's a good show. If you Dark Materials, they have begun shooting, and I would assume that sometime in 2022 we'll be getting that 3rd and final season. And
so you're looking forward to that.
I am. Oh yeah,
great.
Yeah, I do like finishing TV. I mean, sometimes I got to tap out. Sometimes shows get a little too, they veer off the beaten path too far, and I got to tap out on them. But that one's an easy watch. You don't have to use too much brain power. It's just a nice, it's very epic in scope. It's just a nice little fantasy adventure show, and it's 10 episodes a season. You can get through them pretty quick.
Likable characters,
pleasant some music, unlikable characters, great music. Yeah, it's good. It's a great show. You'd like it. Well, I don't know. You're not a big fantasy guy, but.
No, but I'm not a fantasy guy, but still, it's not a matter of fantasy. It's a matter of, do I enjoy movies that are, kind of jovial? I want to see something that is uplifting. I want to see an adventure. I don't necessarily want to see a tragedy all the time. Things have been going so dark and gritty lately, and I kind of equate fantasy with going dark and gritty because they were trying to legitimize it or something. And
so this kind of straddles that in a way. It is a bit dark and gritty at times, but
it needs stakes.
But yeah, but then it gets uplifting. It doesn't. It's there's definitely stakes and things happen, right? Or else it'd be too freaking boring to watch. But
true.
But it's an uplifting story, and I think as we get into this 3rd and final season, we'll really see how it wraps up. And I'm excited to see the end of this story.
Great,
awesome. So our last piece of news before we kind of get into what's coming out in movie theaters this weekend is Hong Kong's Variety. I'm sorry, this comes from the Hollywood Reporter. Hong Kong's new film censorship may force Hollywood to make difficult decisions, as authorities impose a ban on any theatrical title deemed a threat to national security. Documentary makers, financiers, and distributors are facing an immediate impact. Well, so my heart bleeds.
Well,
And
no,
let me
I need more
explain that.
information.
Let me explain why my heart bleeds for some of these filmmakers. For the last 2 decades, it seems like Hollywood has been kind of gearing their efforts and molding their movies to fit that market, to get that Chinese dollar, because the market is very large. And I think in some ways to the detriment of the property and to the film itself. And I think they've, in certain cases, have made filmmakers go outside of basically what they wanted to do in order to fit into this box for this audience. So now, I mean, it's kind of, you kind of reap what you sow a little bit. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, you know what? I'm going to take one more look at the show note, and then I'm going to find myself an opinion. All right, I'm going to look at the headline only because I'm a lazy host. Hong Kong's new film censorship may force Hollywood to make difficult decisions. Well, okay, so I've looked at the headline.
Mm-hmm.
And based on that alone, all I can say is the Chinese government does not appreciate the supernatural, doesn't like the afterlife, doesn't like ghosts. That has always been a point of contention when it comes to showing movies in China.
They also don't like the truth about China. Telling the truth about China. So you can't do that.
I don't think I'm qualified to provide the truth on China. I'm just a simple person with a Captain America shield who likes talking about movies. But yeah, no. Do you think China is an open and free expression of all sorts of art? I'm gonna go on the not so much train. And say that, there are going to be difficult decisions when it is regarding distribution of any product from a free society, Republic, Democrat. Don't support the evil people who kill people. That's always been my motto.
Yeah, that's a good rule to follow, like a kind of.
I've never been one for the Empire. Like when I play Star Wars video games, I play the Empire, but then I get to turn off the video game, and then I get to go out and be a good person because I'm not a bad person. Yeah. Am I calling Chinese people bad? No, not at all. Do I trust the global political situation? No.
Yeah, me neither. Anyways, that was an interesting.
Are we canceled? Did that happen already?
We just got canceled. No.
Fuck.
Yeah, it just seems like. Look, I don't like putting.
They don't even let you talk about ghosts. What kind of simple people will not let you talk about ghosts?
Apparently, the Communist government of China.
Well, apparently, that's not my business.
Moving on.
I'm so sorry.
Moving on. New in theaters this week. There's just a few films coming out. Obviously,
Function Key 9. Function Key 9.
The Fast Saga is the big one. Mm-hmm. Another movie that's coming out is Lansky. Now, Lansky is obviously it's a smaller film, but I saw the trailer for this a couple months ago and really liked it. I thought it looked really interesting portrayal of Meyer Lansky. So that comes out this weekend. I wouldn't mind seeing that movie, actually. I'm not a big Fast 9 guy or Fast and Furious franchise person. So if I have if I have to choose, and I do have a free ticket to use at Cinemark. So I think I will.
And don't forget, AMC is still having their free refill popcorn.
Popcorn. That's right, for Cinema Week.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is the Ice Road. I heard somebody talking about the Ice Road the other day, and that stars Liam Neeson, and it looks like a Liam Neeson Ice Road movie. So
it was filmed in Alberta. I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's on Netflix. Yeah.
After a remote diamond mine collapses in far northern Canada, a big rig ice road driver must lead an impossible rescue mission over a frozen ocean to save the trapped miners. That sounds like a Liam Neeson movie to me.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah. So those are the 3 movies in theaters this weekend. Hopefully everybody is like me and can go to the theater. I know, Scotty, you're still waiting for theaters to open where you are, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I have drive-ins, and so
cool.
And the thing is that they're playing classic movies, and that's one of the I would like people to go out and see, whether it be in drive-in or if your local theaters are opened again and they are starved for content and they're playing classic films. Like, this is prime time blockbuster season. You should check out some old blockbusters that you never got the opportunity to see in a theater. And don't say that you can turn it on Netflix and not wear pants. You should actually go out and sit and have the undivided attention with the big screen and the sound. It's such a good time, and it reinvigorates your local businesses, and it does start a sense of community. You get to laugh at a comedy with everyone else in the room that you don't know. You get to be startled by an action movie with a bunch of people who are startled at the same time. That is what this theater experience is about. Yeah. I recommend it if you have the chance. And even if you have to go to a drive-in, honk your horn when someone shows their boobs.
Okay. Is that what you do up in Canada? You honk your horn when somebody shows a boob?
What, you don't?
No. It's been so long since we had drive-in theaters around me that, I was a teenager. And we
Canadians... Anytime we see boobs, we just honk our horns.
As a teenager in Southern California going to drive-ins, I rarely saw the movie that was playing. Just saying.
You had a more active romantic life than I did, sir. I was busy explaining the movie. No, if you feed them after midnight, it's bad.
Right, bad. All right, let's jump into the some comments. We got a bunch of comments today.
I know. I'm so excited to hear about the chat.
Because our friends like to come and make fun of us. So cool. No,
that's the best way.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Let's start with Todd Michael. Billy D. Williams should have been Two-Face. That was a crime. I just saw an artist rendition of Billy D. as Two-Face that looked pretty good. I still don't know. I don't know if I can go there all the way with you, Todd Michael, but a lot of people seem to think that would have been the way to go.
I think that one of my biggest disappointments for Batman Forever was that Billy D. Williams was not Two-Face. If you want to give me Michael Goff as Alfred, and we are continuing on with Pat Hingle as Commissioner Gordon, then the least you could have done as a filmmaker is make Billy D. Williams Two-Face. That was important to me, and that is where it broke the verisimilitude of that group of Batman movies.
So, and help me remember, it was Aaron Eckhart that played Two-Face?
In the Nolan films, yes.
Oh, okay. No, who played Two-Face? Because I'm trying. Who played Two-Face?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. God.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Thank you for helping me out.
Oh, no trouble. But I was very disappointed when it wasn't Tommy Lee Jones, or when it wasn't Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams, Tommy Lee Jones, 3 names, 2 actors. I don't know.
All I remember about that performance is that it felt like way over the top.
Which one?
For Tommy Lee Jones.
Yes.
It's Two-Face. Okay. Okay. You want to read this one?
Todd Michael, once again, thank you again. I was 19 and I took my younger cousins to see. I liked it then, but I find it hard to watch today. I assume you're still talking about Batman Forever? Oh, but I don't know because we're catching up at the end of the show. I apologize for all of the late responses. Todd Michael again says, my favorite Batman will always be Kevin Conroy. That is science fact. Same with Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor, also science fact.
Awesome. Todd Michael chimes in again. Geez, 80-year-old man gets injured doing action in a movie. Who'd have thunk it? I know. But I saw
Jack Palance do one-armed push-ups at the Oscars. I refuse to accept.
That's right. Let's see. Next is anonymous Facebook user. Is this thing live? Can't find a YouTube link. Well, it is live. We stream to 3 different places. We stream on YouTube, and you can find us there at the Fantasmagorium Show. We also stream to our Facebook page, the Fantasmagorium Show page, as well as we do stream to a private group of like-minded friends, and you're welcome to join that group. The link, I believe, is still in the description of this video. If not, find either myself or Scotty on Facebook and ask us, and we'd be happy to let you into the group.
I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Twitter soon eventually.
Yeah, at some point. I'm not a Twitter fan. I believe it's
neither am I. I don't want to play there, but apparently it's good for promotion.
It is. So we will do that. I'm just that's good. That'll be last on my list of to-do things.
Oh, put it off.
I will. Tim Possible.
Hey,
hello
Tim.
There. Hey, Tim. Nice to see you here.
General Kenobi.
Another anonymous Facebook user. I'm 39. I got hurt getting out of bed today. Come on.
I'm 43 and I bounce.
It happens to the best of us. Todd
Michael,
he's 51. Joy.
He's 51. You're a liar. You look like a 35-year-old man.
I'll let you take Turge's.
Tiberius says, Ford's hand can act better than most. Just watch What Lies Beneath. I've never seen What Lies Beneath.
I haven't either.
I know
it's pretty good though.
Oh, and it absolutely, and I think it's one of those things that you have to see, and it would be an amazing double bill between Castaway and you watch Castaway and What Lies Beneath, simply because that is a production circle.
Am I thinking of the right thing? This is a horror movie, right?
Sure. It's Robert Zemeckis. It's more of a thriller than a horror.
Okay. I might be thinking of a different movie, but it's fine. Let's see. Todd Michael in the chat saying hello to Tiberius.
I would too. And Tiberius says, yo.
Oh, dude, so Sergey says, that trailer wants me to take out loans, but to buy stuff. And I assume we're talking about the Columbia Volume 2. I know, right? That trailer, I loved it because those movies are like, oh, man, that's cool. Oh, man, that's cool. These are all in one set. Let's get it. And I'm sure it's like $300, but I haven't looked to see how much it was. Do you remember? Did we give a price?
They're 4K movies, and there's only 6 of them. 8?
Right.
Like, it can't be more than $120.
Yeah.
Maybe 160.
But boy, I'd like to get that set too. Todd Michael says nerd. I'm assuming he's talking to Turge, but I don't know.
He's probably talking to me.
Oh yeah, guilty.
Yeah.
Okay. The beast.
Beast wants Iose.
Don't know what that means.
I assume it's Norwegian. My beast wants rice?
Ignore.
Well, it's too late, sir. I apologize for us reading your chat.
Keyboard on the fritz. That's funny.
Well, apparently. I blame Maitland Ward.
Oh, this one's for you, buddy. I blame
Todd Michael says, okay, let's see how well Scott reiterates my explanation of the Beats
I thought
Wars.
he conducted himself admirably, sir.
I think I did okay.
They are not
biomechanical, and thank you for that. Thank you for that correction.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but it does sound like with the conversation we had with Todd Michael yesterday that they do like take some kind of armor and put armor on. So they're not just machine. It looks like they have some armor, but well, I'll have more conversations with Todd Michael about this. This happens to be his bailiwick, so I will get.
I do appreciate the use of the word bailiwick.
I'll get some better information on Beast Wars.
And their animal skin somehow protected them from the environment that their robot forms were vulnerable to. Yeah, no, but they were just transforming robots, transformers, if you will, from Cybertron, which was running out of energy, as it always is.
Their animal skin. That's what kind of I don't understand the animal skin part, but okay. Well, I guess we're gonna find out, right?
Facebook user says Todd Michael last name. Hurt taking vitamins?
So that Facebook user, I think he was talking about Todd Michael being 51 and how it hurts to get it, or
and also, no, but he's a very good looking man. Like, I'm surprised that he's 51. I thought he was at least like 40.
Todd Michael says I can't even talk today. If Amazon buying MGM's assets is questionable, Warner and Discovery should be viewed as antitrust. Yeah, and they were. I don't think it's questionable. I think that will prove to be sail right through. I don't see any hiccups in buying the MGM library, and basically that's what they're doing. They're buying their library. I don't think Amazon is going to start putting out movies under the MGM banner, but I could be wrong. But that'll be part of the sale as well. But I don't think they're going to find too many issues with the sale.
I find a lot of the issues when it comes to licensing film or television. A lot of it comes down to the separate licensing of music, and that's where a lot more lawyers get involved in terms of what the distribution and availability of those music licenses are involved, whether it be regionally or through studio. That's the one, whenever I want something and I cannot get it, I look it up and it's like music rights. So if there are any difficulty with the licenses, I would say it's probably a musical issue, but whatever. Then Amazon will buy the music as well.
Yeah.
We're living in a world of billionaires, my friends. They can buy whatever they want. Walt Disney has a head in a bucket. It's very cold.
Jesus. Okay.
I know. I'm sorry. I exaggerated.
That went dark fast. Todd Michael says, I wish Danny Boyle had directed No Time to Die. Interesting choice. I like Danny Boyle. Wow, that is an interesting choice. I have to put some more thought into that, but that sounds like a fun James Bond movie.
I haven't seen the original No Time to Die. Or what? No Time to Die? Yeah, no, I haven't seen that. So
no, it has come out yet, right?
I can't compare it to something that doesn't exist.
No, well, fair enough. Todd Michael says, I think Beast wants rice. Beast? Okay, I don't sounds like
Todd Michael
questionable food
is
dish.
Responding to Tiberius,
okay.
saying, I think Beast wants rice sounds like a good name for a questionable food dish.
Yeah.
What is in Beast wants rice?
I think it's something that Tiberius said.
Hey, our anonymous Facebook user has been identified as. It is Thursday.
Oh, okay, cool. We love having our buddies come and fill up the chat. It's fun to interact with you guys this way. And I think that's it. I just want to double check our stream elements. Yeah, okay, we're good there.
Okay.
So I think that's going to do it for us today. Unless you have, well, we do have one other thing we wanted to, I wanted to touch on just before we go. Obviously, the new episode of Loki dropped last night. We're not going to, we decided not to do any kind of review, spoiler or otherwise, on the channel. Just today, just due to the fact that we actually do a Loki spoiler discussion on Fridays on Black Phillip Alvarez's channel. So we're gonna save our slings and arrows or love and rainbows for that particular conversation. But I do, and please, guys, tune in this Friday because I believe it's going to be very interesting. The last two discussions have been basically it was a love fest. Let's call it what it was. It was a slobbering love fest with Loki. This Friday is not so much. I know that I have a very different take on this episode than Scott does, and we'll have to see what Ben and Phil have to say on Friday, but it'll be an interesting conversation nonetheless, and I'm looking forward to it.
Is Ben coming?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. Don't hold me to that, but I believe so. Two more chats came in real quick. Let's go to Todd Michael. Danny Boyle was the original director. Left to creative differences. That's right. Now I remember that. Now I do remember.
No, I remember saying that, and I hope that doesn't mean that he was trying to make a good movie.
Oh, yeah, right. I don't know. People seem to love the Bond franchise. I haven't seen the new Bond movies. I just wasn't interested in it, and it's weird too because I love Daniel Craig, but maybe I'll get around to watching those. Get back into James Bond at some point. But we'll see.
If you're hiring for a James Bond correspondent, I am very well versed in the franchise, and I would like to try out.
Well, you're hired.
Yay! It's just that easy.
Yeah.
And then Tiberius says, "Am I not the anonymizer?"
You are the anonymizer, I think.
He is. It's true. Anyway, do you want to get out of here? I'm bored.
I do.
I apologize.
I think the show has run its course. We had a great show today. As always, thank you very much, Scott. I appreciate your partnership in this endeavor, and I think that we're going to keep doing these. Like I said, we'll keep doing these as long as people want to watch them and until we get tired of doing them. But for now, I'm having a blast.
I'm really enjoying myself as well, Steve. And no, it's more, one of us is going to kick the other one out eventually. But until that day happens, I'm looking forward to all the fun.
Awesome. So for Scotty R37, I am Steve Foley, and have a great day, everybody.